Predator, Don Frye, just did an interview. I found this so interesting. I got to tell you, I'm a bit of a mark for Don Frye. I really enjoyed his career, but he comes out and he's got advice for Alex Pereira. Did you guys see this? Tells Alex Pereira, don't do what I did. It cost me my career. It would cost me years of my life. Thinking, my goodness, what? What is he talking about? Well, Don, and this is one of the things that Don gave back to the sport. But he said, I was in so much pain that I was taking pain pills. I believe he used the word pain pills. I've seen other interviews where he calls it specifically Vicodin. But he says then he's taking more than are prescribed because the pain keeps growing. He keeps training and pushing right through it. Well, he liked to drink. And the one thing you're not supposed to do is drink with pain medication. And he also talked about that he would do that. And the reason I say that that's something that Don gave back to the sport, you know how hard that would be? We got a guy right now going around the sport talking about be sober. He's drunk when he gets on stage, talks about be sober. Like, it's a really difficult thing to come out and to admit to people that I, as one of these tough guys, had a weakness. And I appreciate that Don did it. And the best counselors that I have seen, and I didn't have to deal with counselors a lot. I had other troublemaking classmates that were with them, but I would observe them. And the best counselors were former gang members. They were people that maybe did a little bit of time. The best counselors were ones that did it wrong. That did it themselves. They're being hypocrites. They're coming to you and saying, don't do this, but they did. And when they have the courage to disclose that, I did. Take it from me. I see that as a service. I love that Don was giving this advice, but I had to wonder, why was he giving that to Alex Pereira? So this article that it's a clip, you get them like that, you get a little clip or somebody used a quote. So I did a small level of research, and I will admit it was quick, some Google searches, but I couldn't find it. So here's what I think, okay? Alex Pereira is dealing with injuries. That's not a maybe. Alex Pereira had 3 different things, all that would excuse him from a fight. Any one of them would it's hard to get an excuse in this industry, particularly when you have a hard fight. But there's times that we show grace. We're showing it to Macy Barber right now, just for example. Alex Pereira, the night he fought Khalil Roundtree, had 3 things where any one of them would get you out. So now Alex Pereira is being offered a world title fight, a rematch, which for a competitor like Pereira, the whole reason he wanted to fight Uncle Ivan in the first place, he didn't have to do that fight. They weren't pushing for that fight. Pereira pushed for that fight. Pereira, as the kind of competitor he is, wants all the top guys. And nobody else, and no excuse, and don't protect me from anybody. If I'm not good enough to have it, it should be his. He's got this very refreshing and unique attitude. It is part of what has made him so great. But there is a but. He wasn't as interested in a rematch as he was the first time. I don't know why. But I've seen this. Israel Adesanya and Sean Strickland is one of the finest examples. Where that match just happened. But when it was done, they wanted it more, including Strickland, the guy who won. It's very clear Uncle Live wants Pereira next, badly. But it's not as clear from Pereira. And I simply don't know why. I have my own wishes. I wish that Pereira would say goodbye to 205. I don't feel he needs to conquer a division again. I don't feel he needs to conquer 85 again. He conquered 85. He was world champion. He conquered 205. He was the champion of the world. I would like to see him go to heavyweight. That's my own wish. I believe in my lifetime there's one guy who I could see become champ, and it's Alex Pereira. I don't think there's 2 guys. I don't think there's a third. I think it's just him. For what we've seen right now. And I bring this to you because why was Don giving him advice on the drugs. So I'm coupling these together without knowing. Pereira is not jumping to fight Ankalaev. And is that because he's dealing with injuries? He always dealt with injuries. He's always found a way. I was with Pereira for part of his training camp, just the week of his fight. I can tell you he was not 100% going into that fight, but that's normal for him. He doesn't care. There are no excuses. Just sharing with you that I was able to see it. And he's a guy that is really good at dealing with some adversities. But is there something going on now that's gotten out? Like why would Don be speaking on that topic? And knowing Alex Pereira, that road is not going to be the one traveled. But it doesn't mean that some of Don's points and concerns aren't valid and that advice isn't germane to the topic. I just had a hard time finding the topic. So, leave me a comment. I read them all. But is the reason that Alex Pereira and Ankalaev is not getting booked because Pereira is dealing with an injury? That's my question. It stops right there. Is that accurate? Is Pereira dealing with an injury?